Greetings fellas, my name is Freddy Fazbear Edits, and welcome to my first ever FNAF theory video. If you want to see something like that in the future, feel free to drop a like and comment. Now with that out of the way, let's get started, shall we? Now, as you probably know by the title of this video, today's topic is going to be about Five Nights at Freddy's 1 and which year it's going to take place. Now, it's commonly agreed upon in the FNAF community that Five Nights at Freddy's supposedly takes place in the year 1993. But may I tell you that this has never been confirmed by Scott Coulton himself. It's still remaining a theory. The only real evidence that FNAF 1 takes place in the year 1993 is the minimum wage. Some people apparently found out that the minimum wage in the US around that time where FNAF 1 supposedly is taking place was around the same as the salary that we get as Mike Schmidt. And since that's only one small piece of evidence, I wanted to try and find more within the games and the books. We already get some substantial piece of info from Phone Guy in FNAF 1. Listen to what he says.
Now that might sound bad, I know, but there's really nothing to worry about. The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night, but do I blame them? No. If I were forced to sing those same stupid songs for 20 years and I never got a bath, I'd probably be a bit irritable at night too.
He said that the animatronics have been singing those stupid songs for 20 years. So now that we know for how long the animatronics have been performing, we must find out when they started performing. Therefore, we need to go to FNAF 2 and listen to what Phone Guy says there.
Started down this new and exciting career path. Now, I want you to forget anything you may have heard about the old locations, you know. Some people still have a somewhat negative impression of the company. That old restaurant was kind of left to rot for quite a while, but...
Phone Guy talks about an old location which was left to rot. So since FNAF 2 takes place in the year 1987, it cannot be the FNAF 1 location, because Five Nights at Freddy's 1 takes place after Five Nights at Freddy's 2. It has to be a location prior to the FNAF 2 location. We also see many features that show a grand reopening of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I mean, Phone Guy is literally saying that himself in this introductory speech. This old location is not the Fredbear's Family Diner, since he calls that out separately.
We don't have a replacement for your chef yet, but we're working on it. We're going to try to contact the original restaurant owner. I think the name of the place was Fredbear's Family Diner or something like that.
In the previous FNAF 2 phone recording, Phone Guy addresses how you need to forget about the old location and what presumably has happened there. So obviously there has to be an incident that caused the location to close. And my guess is that this incident is nothing different than the missing children incident. For those of you who don't know what the missing children incident is, basically 5 kids were lured into the back room of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and were killed one by one in the back room by none other than William Afton himself inside the Spring Bonnie suit. After they were killed, their corpses were stuffed inside of the mascot suits: Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Golden Freddy. In Fazbear Fright's story, Into the Pit, Oswald, our protagonist, time travels with the Ball Pit into Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and he's later on able to pinpoint the exact date, which states 1985. He meets Chip and Mike there, and they soon become friends. From now on, everything is doing great for Oswald, until one certain event. As soon as he tries to enter the time-traveling ball pit again to visit his friends, he sees children and parents running towards the exit, all in shock, screaming, crying. After the yellow bunny made Oswald follow into the party room, he sees half a dozen kids lying around with party hats for everyone to see. The bunny wanted Oswald to see his handiwork. What this story is telling us is that the location which was left to rot, the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, was closed down in the year 1985 after the missing children incident. We now know when it closed down, but we still don't know when the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria opened. And yet again, in order for us to find that out, we need to listen to one of Phone Guy's recordings, but this time in Five Nights at Freddy's 3.
Hello? Hello? Welcome to your new career as a performer/entertainer for Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. These tapes will provide you with much needed information on how to handle /climb into /climb out of mascot costumes. Right now we have 2 specially designed suits that double as both animatronic and suit.
Okay, so first of all, Phone Guy introduces us as a performer/entertainer at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. He also states how there are currently 2 specialized suits that both double as animatronics and suits. Those suits are also called Springlock suits, and the only 2 animatronics we know have Springlocks are Fredbear and Spring Bonnie, both animatronics from Fredbear's Family Diner. So we know that both Fredbear's Family Diner and the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizza were at least open simultaneously at one point. Regardless, it doesn't tell us when the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizza had opened. It only tells us that Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was at least active in the year 1983, because that's the date where Fredbear's Family Diner had closed down. But don't worry, the biggest point comes from FNAF VR. In FNAF VR, you can find so-called fast tokens, which you can spend on items from the price counter. Besides of the Freddy Fazbear Head logo, there's something written on it surrounding the logo. It states since 1983. Now that has 2 possible meanings. Either this is the year when Fazbear Entertainment was established, or it is the year that the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizza had opened. Either way, before Fazbear Entertainment was founded, Henry and William had Fredbear's Family Diner. It was nothing more but a small diner. They didn't plan on bigger projects. Fazbear Entertainment was the expansion, with more employees and an overall bigger franchise with more animatronics. And these animatronics are now the original animatronics. Now that we have discovered that Freddy Fazbear's Pizza had opened in the year 1983, the only thing left for us to do now is simple math. Just add 20 years to 1983, and what do you get? You get 2003. So there you have it. Based on the evidence, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 takes place in the year 2003. You may ask, well, if it takes place so long after so many different events in the timeline, it wouldn't add up. It would just create more holes. If you want me to talk about the timeline between FNAF 1, FNAF 2, sister location, FNAF 4, and onwards, I perhaps shall do another video, but that's for another day. But until then, remember that this is just a theory. Enjoy the rest of the video. Cheers.